Hello and welcome into the Ramcraft pregame report, joined alongside Nick Marek. I'm Walt Ruff. Nick, you unfortunately will not be joining me in Odessa this weekend, but the Brahmas may have someone returning the lineup who hasn't played in quite some time.
Yeah, Tomas Brake has been skating with the team now for the past 2 weeks. Out of his non-contact jersey, he's wearing the white jersey, which represents that he's with a line. He's been changing up his line mates from day to day, it seems. Dan and Jeff have been kind of toggling with that, but all signs may be appearing to he's going to get the nod to go. I know he said he was even a game time decision on last Saturday's game against Wichita Falls. They decided not worth it. Let's have him get the extra week off and get some practice under his belt. But that'd be great to see Brake come back. His first game since November 20th, I believe, somewhere in that time frame. So it'll be really good to see him back.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you who are still unaware, Brake was cut by a skate down in Corpus Christi and has missed now 2 months of time, and the team is clearly anticipating his return and his bigger size into the lineup. One of the men he's been skating with has been Jacob Romo, who came to the team a couple weeks ago in a trade involving Peter Bates to the Janesville Jets, which brought Romo's rights here. Romo off to a little bit of a slow start. 4 games played, no goals, no assists, 23 penalty minutes and a game suspension. Taking a little while to get used to things here, but there's plenty of upside there.
Yeah, I think it's going to take him a little bit to get his wheels going, but you kind of look at the situation he was put into, expecting to be that guy that's going to put the Brahmas over the top. We're approaching that trade deadline time. It is a lot of pressure from a kid who just a couple years back, he was very comfortable in this league and now trying to get back to accustomed to a different team. This will be now his 4th different team in his past 4 years. It's not for his lack of ability, it's just the way sometimes that junior hockey, the dice rolls. But he was with Patava earlier in Drevich, then that line got split up, so he really hasn't had 2 full weeks either together to kind of get some momentum moving forward, if you will. Now with him on the line with Brake, who's been out a couple months, could be a chance for him to maybe take a more leadership role on that line since he's been here and grown accustomed to it. But, you know, kind of top-bottom, this offense needs to produce in the Brahmas. I think everybody's starting to know that. Defense has been solid, but the offense, believe it or not, might be the one that wins this championship.
And again, look for number 14 this weekend to be producing on that potential next level. Now, with Brake's potential return, the team hasn't unfortunately been able to escape the injury bug entirely. They've got 2 injuries back on defense with John Zimmerman and Samu Suominen.
Yeah, the timetables are kind of unknown as of right now, but it'll be at least 1 week. I know Al Rooney's defenseman, George Hansen, the affiliated player for the Lone Star Brahmas, was called up in practice this week. It's kind of between him or another call-up who actually went to the Brahmas main camp. 6'1" Nicholas Redmond should be ready to go as well for Friday night, so it's going to be kind of a game time decision between those two. They've been battling it out with the Lions, see what's comfortable, but you got to do a call-up, and it's big time for them to show the case.
Absolutely, and Redmond being a 95 in his last year of junior hockey eligibility, he's certainly got a lot to prove and would love to help this Brahmas team make that playoff push. Now, no matter who's in the lineup coming up this weekend, the Brahmas may see a new face in net for the Odessa Jackalopes.
Yep.
Earlier this week, they acquired John Flackney from the Minot Minotauros, and in exchange for former Brahma Gunnar River sending him the other way.
Oh, we were kind of watching this move. We saw Minot make 2 big moves in the same day. They traded away their leading scorer to Topeka, so ironic to it, they're making some moves with the South Division. Don't know if there's going to be a trend there, but the deadline's approaching. I think it's just a chance for the Brahmas really need to focus on this weekend. They have a really interesting stretch, basically an Amarillo 2.0, if you will, because there's so many games against Corpus and there's so many games against Odessa coming up. 13 of the next 15 games are against those 2 opponents. That is something not to overlook because the Brahmas haven't matched up well in the past. Dean Schatzer on the opposite side, coming off the reigning South Division Player of the Week. He was solid last week for Odessa and trying to look to do the same here against the Brahmas at his home ice, and they've been gone for this whole month because of the rodeo over in Odessa. So I'm sure it'll be good for the Jacks just to get back in their home territory, and you know they're going to want to try to make a statement against the number 2 seeded Brahmas.
You're very right. Well, that's all for us on our Ramcraft pregame report. It'll be just me flying solo this weekend in Odessa, so wish me luck. You can catch me on Fast Hockey for game time at 7 o'clock both nights, I believe this weekend, 7:05. So we will see you there. He's Nick Marek. I'm Walt Ruff. Thanks for checking us out.